Isn't she the most precious little angel you have ever seen? Say hello to the world, Jelly Bean. Hey guys, it's Elena. How is everybody today? I hope you guys are having a great day. It's a rainy day here in Chicago, but hopefully it clears up a little bit, and I apologize for the bad lighting. Again, it's kind of raining and I'm only using a bedroom light in my room and whatever little sunlight there is out there. So I haven't done a video with my little Jelly Bean in a while, and I wanted a main focus on my page to be some things about my little hedgehog. And she's a unique pet, and you know, a lot of people don't have them and a lot of people ask about them. So I wanted to do just kind of an informational video to kind of show you guys the life of a hedgehog and what it takes to take care of one and kind of what kind of pet they are. If you guys are interested, this video should help you, I hope. She is the second, you're okay. She's a little cranky. She's the second hedgehog that I've had. My first one was a brown and black and white hedgehog, but he lived a very long life and passed away a couple years ago. But now I have this little one to take care of, and she's still a baby, so she will be around for a very, very long time. First, this video will be all about the hedgehog, obviously. The hedgehog is not a rodent, it is a mammal. And the way you know that it's not a rodent is because rodents' teeth never stop growing. That's why rabbits or chinchillas or guinea pigs constantly need those wood toys to keep filing and chewing their teeth down. But hedgehogs don't need that because their teeth do stop growing. They are not related to the porcupine, actually. People think that they are because they both have quills, but they're actually not. A porcupine is also a rodent because their teeth don't stop growing. Hedgehogs are nocturnal, so they are sleeping during the whole day. That's why she was kind of cranky, because I woke her up to videotape a little bit of her, and they're awake and running around at nighttime. So if you are the type of person that likes to get a sound night's sleep with zero noise, a hedgehog is not a good pet for you because they are up playing, eating, they run on a wheel for exercise. So if you like to have complete silence, then I wouldn't suggest getting a hedgehog. But if noises don't bother you, they're actually really not that loud. Another thing to note, hedgehogs are completely blind. So they do have eyes, as you can see. They just can't see anything. They can tell the difference between night and day, but that's about it. They can't even see shadows. So that's how they kind of know their sleep cycle, because they can tell when it's light out and when it's dark. So you also have to be very conscious of this during playtime with your hedgehog, because they will run into things, but you have to be very conscious because they can get themselves into situations because they can't see where they're going. But that doesn't mean that they are, you know, lost and wandering around. Like, she knows where everything in her home is because their hearing and smell are very, very strong since they don't have the sense of sight. She knows where all her food is, her water, she knows where her toys are, and she knows where to go to bed. So that's really not a huge issue. It just, you have to be a more conscious pet owner because of it. Now, hedgehogs do have quills, and they are all along the top of their body, as you can see. So as you guys can see, Jelly Bean has quills all along her body. She has them up, I know, I'm sorry, she's crabby. She has them up to her face even, and it covers pretty much the whole back of her. Yes, hedgehogs have tails, that's just her tail. But they have quills all along here, but then their belly is completely covered in fur. So their belly is their soft spot pretty much. So when they get scared, they curl up into a ball, and those quills protect their entire body since this tummy is completely exposed. Myth is that they're really, really sharp and that hedgehogs can shoot their quills out at you like a porcupine. That is not true at all. The quills, yes, they are a little bit pokey. They almost have the consistency of a toothpick, which if you think about it, it's really not that sharp. And their quills do not shoot out at you. The only thing is when they're scared, they are able to move their quills up so that they're standing upright. So of course then they look like a big pokey ball, not pokeball like Pokemon, like a ouchie pokeball. But they look sharp and scary, and that's the whole point. It's so that they can protect themselves so they look scary. But the quills actually are not that bad, and when they're very relaxed and calm in a nice, calm, quiet setting, their quills, they lay them back and they're very soft, and then you are able to pet your hedgehog. They do fall out. They'll go through a stage called quilling, once when they are a couple months old and then at a year old. Jellybean is just finishing up going through her last quilling stage, and this is just when the baby quills fall out and the bigger quills grow in. So right now she has a ton of quills everywhere in her bin, and we have to constantly clean them out so she doesn't poke her little feet. If you notice there's a lot of quills in the house, if they're at a very young age, that's completely normal. Don't freak out. I was freaking out too because she's my first hedgehog that's a baby, and I got my other one when he was maybe 2 and he had already done quilling, so I was a little nervous that she had an infection, but everything was fine. It's just going through her last quilling stage, and then that will be completely done. So if you do have a hedgehog that's going through quilling, just keep in mind they're going to be a little more crabby because their quills are falling out. Their skin is really sensitive, and just make sure you remove all the quills so that they don't hurt themselves on it because their feet and their belly are soft. Another good tip for caring for your hedgehog, you have to keep in mind their nails grow just like ours. Even though their feet are very, very small, you have to cut their nails. And when their nails grow, our nails go straight out, theirs grow and they curl. So what you don't want to happen is your hedgehog's nails to grow curled and then poke the bottom of their toe, because that's really painful. So you have to figure out the best way to kind of cut their nails and keep them down really, really short. I just use baby nail clippers to cut her nails. And it can be difficult because they don't like it. We don't mind getting our nails cut because we know what's going on. They're completely blind, they have no idea what's going on. So you just have to be patient. Holding them against your chest makes them really calm. And I just do that to her and have somebody feed her little treats, and I get her nails clipped and it's not a problem. Another tip for good care for your hedgehog is bathing. Now, they're very prone to getting dry skin, so you have to be very aware of that. So for bathing, I don't suggest doing more than 1 bath every 2 weeks, just because their skin gets very dry and flaky. But when you do give your hedgehog a bath when it comes time, I just give her a bath in my sink, and you want to use warm water, and I just use baby shampoo in the water so that I can clean her feet. I also use a toothbrush with baby shampoo to get in between her quills, and then I just use my hand to rub on her belly and get her all soaped up. It's simple. They're really not hard to bathe, and I know everyone has those videos out there of their hedgehog floating on their back in the sink, and my hedgehog just will not do that. She doesn't like being on her back in the water, and every hedgehog is different. They all have very different personalities. You just have to trial and error to figure out what personality your hedgehog has and to learn their likes and dislikes. And mine was just trying to put her on her back to float, and she hated it and freaked out. So I know not to try that with her. She generally really likes baths. She doesn't really give me too much trouble. It's another good tip too, just, make them feel comfortable. Keep your hands in the water with them, pick them up and hold them, You have to give them that connection with you so that they know that they're safe. In order to keep a hedgehog also, you need to be in a warm environment. Hedgehogs are originally from Africa, so they are very used to a warm, dry climate. Hedgehogs need to be kept at 70 degrees, between 70 and I'd say 78 degrees. 80 is pushing it, and they can get too hot, but anything lower than 70 is very dangerous. Hedgehogs can go into hibernation if they get too cold, and that's very, very bad, because if they go into hibernation and you don't get it in time, the hedgehog will just never wake up. And if your hedgehog does go into hibernation, if you notice they won't wake up, they're very lethargic, they're curled into a ball, you need to get them out immediately and get them into a warm environment. Wrap them in warm towels, warm blankets, rub their belly to warm them up. If you have to, a good tip that I would suggest if you do live somewhere colder is to get heat lamps. My house is kept at a pretty warm temperature, so I don't need to use a heat lamp for her. She's generally really comfortable. And another thing to keep her warm, I also on Etsy bought a hedgehog sleeping bag. Yes, they make those. You would be surprised what they make on Etsy for animals. I got her a sleeping bag to sleep in, and I just keep a couple shirts that I don't really use anymore in there so that she can kind of burrow around and sleep and make herself comfortable. All right, food for hedgehogs. Hedgehogs can generally eat a lot, but for dry food, I use this food, and it is Blue Buffalo weight control kitten food, or it says adult, but it's for kittens, I believe, if you feed this to cats. And I use this because it's a really good food meant for hedgehogs. Best hedgehog food, honestly, online, and this was the best brand that came up. Hedgehogs need a lot of protein since in the wild, they eat different kinds of bugs, and those have a lot of protein. So this food is perfect because it gives her a proper amount of protein, and it also has a lot of mixed in grains and fruits and veggies, and that's really great for her. It's a mixed, balanced diet. Treats, I buy these freeze-dried mealworms. I know, kind of gross, but they're dead. They won't do anything. She loves her freeze-dried mealworms. They are her favorite treat, and hedgehogs need a wide variety of different food, so the bugs are perfect for her. Hedgehogs can also eat different kinds of human food. They can eat a lot of fruits and veggies. They can eat meat if it's cooked. They cannot have anything with milk though because they are lactose intolerant, so no yogurt or cheese. They cannot have anything with a seed like a grape or a blueberry. Jellybean's favorite treat is bananas and strawberries. She absolutely loves those. And if you have any concerns about what kind of food your hedgehog should or shouldn't eat, look it up. There are plenty of pages on Google that tell you different things that they can and cannot eat, because there are some things that they really shouldn't eat, you know, things like chocolate and candy and things like that. But I don't think anyone would try and feed their hedgehog alcohol or chocolate, but if you do, don't, because it can kill them. So that's the type of food that she likes to eat. All right, and then to just give you a quick tour of her home. Sorry, it's a little messy, but hedgehogs poop too. A wheel in her bin. Hedgehogs need a ton of exercise, and the wheel is a perfect thing for them to get exercise. They also need a bowl of water, and I just clean it out every night and give her new water. Then there's a little stuffed animal for her to play with. She loves it. I also have lots of Jingle cat toys, and she loves the sound of jingle bells. And then a little dish for food. And then here are the shirts, and there's the sleeping bag that she sleeps in. She's making some noise at me because I'm waking her up again. I just use a large container, anything that the walls are high enough in and wide enough in that they have enough room to roam. You cannot use a wire cage with hedgehogs because they are very good climbers and they could break their legs if they fall. You also need the plastic of the wheel, a plastic wheel, not a metal wheel, because they can get their feet stuck and also break their legs. But you just need anything that is tall enough that the hedgehog will not climb out of. Also, just a quick thing to note, as you guys saw in Jellybean's house, I use towels on the bottom of the bin. You guys can also use wood bedding, wood shaving bedding. I just don't like to use it. One, I'm kind of allergic to the dust, and two, it's super, super messy. And the towels are much easier to use. I can honestly just like shake them out and throw them right in the wash and use them again. Hedgehogs also really like going outside. You can just kind of put them in your front yard in the grass. I let Jellybean run loose. Some people put them in a giant ball to run around in. I just feel like that takes away from being outside, you know, and watch them carefully because they run very, very fast. I know Jellybean runs really, really quickly and likes to dig holes and get all dirty. So if you're planning on bath time, let her run outside and make bath time that day so you can clean them up. And the biggest advice I could give for care for your hedgehog is be interactive with them. Be social with them. If you leave them in a cage their whole life, they're gonna be very crabby and very depressed because they will be lonely. You're gonna get poked a couple times and it doesn't feel the best, but don't give up on them. They don't wanna give up on you either. And once you do have that interaction and you are constantly picking them up and snuggling with them and playing with them and letting them run around, they will form a bond with you, and once they do, it becomes so much more fun because their personality comes out more and you get to see their little quirks and funny things that they do. But it's been really fun having Jellybean and watching her have her own little quirks, and I love her personality. She is so sassy and so funny. I know that's funny to say because it's a hedgehog, but animals have personality. So my biggest piece of advice for you is love on your hedgehog and they'll love on you back. Alright guys, that is it for my tips and advice for caring for a hedgehog. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment on the video or get a hold of me on any social media. I am completely willing and able to answer all of your questions. I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable about hedgehogs and, you know, how to care for them. So if you can't find the answer to something on the internet, feel free to ask me. I am more than willing to help. And if you guys have noticed, no shaky videos today. My tripod finally came in for my phone, so super excited. I am finally starting to get some equipment for YouTubing, and my tripod was a must because I was so sick of rolling shutter and shaking videos. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already and you would like to, subscribe to my channel. There are more videos in the works. I'm going to be working on some makeup reviews very soon and some more makeup tutorials. It's been a hot minute since you guys have seen Jellybean, so I wanted to, you know, give her little moment of fame here in this video and show you guys her more because she's a big part of my life, and I want to share my big part of my life with you guys, my YouTube subscribers and friends. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye everybody.